Hi, I'm Bob Wolverton, your Northwest Realty Advisor. And how are you on this fine day? Me? I'm pretty excited. We're going to try something new today that we've never done before, and that's going to be a 4-minute market update. Now, this market update is going to be a little different because you probably have never seen anybody go into the depth of detail that we're going to go into. But it's extremely important so that you understand what the market's doing in your neighborhood, because there's no such thing as a national market or even a regional market. Each neighborhood and even sub-neighborhoods react very differently to market influences. And that's what we're going to talk about today in a 4-minute update. Now, let me give you a little background. So earlier this week, I mailed out these postcards to invite people to come to our YouTube channel at Northwest Realty Advisor. All of these postcards went out to the 98011 zip code. So as a gesture of welcome, I'm going to focus on that particular neighborhood to let them know what the market is doing in their neighborhood. So we're going to try for a 4-minute market update. We've never done this before, so let's see how we do, beginning now. So on our screen right here, we've got the Bothell area. Now the Bothell area is comprised of, I think, 3, maybe 4 different zip codes. You've got the King County portion, the Snohomish County portion, and generally what you'll see in a market update is maybe it broken down this far. And here you see that as of last Monday, the median price for Bothell was $750,000. On the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that at that price, the double upward trend arrow means it's trending upwards very strongly. Now, what we do is that's what you will normally get in a market update, but that's not specific enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump down in this report and get down specific part of Bothell, the 98011 zip code, which is the King County portion of the city. And you'll notice that as of last Monday, the median price in that zip code was $1 million. Huge difference between the general neighborhood of $750,000 for a median price and this particular neighborhood at $1 million. And still, again, notice on the right-hand side, a strong upward trend. Now, this is where we're going to go even deeper. So we went from the general Bothell area to 98011. Now we're going to go even deeper into that neighborhood, which you probably haven't seen before. We're going to break those statistics down into quartiles. And so basically we take 25% of even proportions and put those into separate buckets. So we've got the top quarter and the bottom quarter. And you'll notice the top quarter, the median price there is 1.2, almost 1.3 million, with an average days on market of 348. Whereas the lower quartile, the lowest one, 700,000 and 151 days on market. Completely different ranges, so almost twice as long for the top quartile. Now, why would we want to do that? So if we switch over here and we look at the homes that have been sold in the 98011 area code, or excuse me, zip code, you'll see we've got a $2.4 million property, a 1.2, almost 1.3, 1.2, 1.1, 1.1, and varying days on market. Well, that may not be my home, or that may not be representative of my home, and the market influences on those homes are going to be far different than the market influences on my home. So when we come back to our quartiles, if I identify with that lower third, or maybe even the bottom fourth, the market influences are going to be far different for me. But what we know in this particular area, or 98011, strong upward trend. On this chart, you see the weekly updates in the green line. And it's very volatile on a week-to-week basis, and it gets kind of noisy. So we put in the 90-day rolling average to kind of smooth that out and show us trends. But even as of last Monday, you can see that green line still pretty high, so we anticipate the upward trend is going to continue in that direction. But even more important, again, when we break it down into the quartiles in that specific zip code, you'll see that the bottom fourth, that bottom quartile we talked about, those prices have leveled off. It was a slight uptick last week. The lower third, the yellow line, has got a pretty steep upward climb, the most upward climb of any of the 4 in that zip code. So if you're in that bracket, that's what you're going to be looking at, still a strong upward demand in prices for your homes, whereas the other top 2, not nearly as strong. Now, if we go to the next page, we look at the market action index. Again, what is the demand per quartile? And this is where you see that top quartile, those $1 million homes, way lower demand for those. There's not as much market. But if you're the yellow or the red, which is that lower third or the bottom quartile, that's where demand is still really strong for your homes comparative to your zip code. So overall, we're looking at prices that, we'll get back up here. Still strong upward trend. And, we're just coming up on our 4-minute mark. So this is what we look at. We're looking at strong upward trend in 98011, a median price that's far higher than your surrounding area, which is probably a surprise, but that is such a high demand area. We've got new construction, we've got new retail, great walkability score, great school districts, and that's why 98011 is such a preferred neighborhood, and we're past our 4-minute mark. Thank you for your time. I hope you got some value out of this. This is an 11-page report. I can go into more detail if you like. I can also set you up to get this on a weekly basis. If you're thinking you might want to buy or sell later on this year and you've got a particular area, I can have these reports sent to you every week. By the close of business on Monday, I've got fresh numbers on the market every week, and I can share those with you. Hope you found value. Let me know what you like. If you'd like to get some input, send me a comment, call me on the phone, whatever you like. I'm Bob Wolverton, your Northwest Realty Advisor. Thanks for being here for my first experiment on the 4-minute market update.